You've seen a lot of Toy Biz X-Men figures, actually Toy Biz in general, but specifically X-Men figures in this in Vintage Toy Freedom, mainly because they made a whole lot of them and they're pretty cheap. But I have to say, this one is pretty cool. When I saw it, I knew I had to have it. It's an X-Men Monster Armor Cyclops with snap-on Cyclaw armor. You can see he's got like weird eyeball things and all kinds of crazy stuff. So he mutates, Cyclops mutates into Cyclaw. I guess Mr. Sinister did something, and he's using these mutated monsters as his army against the remaining heroes. So there's Rogue, Wolverine, Mr. Sinister, Mystique, and Cyclops, and they're all pretty sweet. I mean, that Wolverine, it's kind of hard to see there, but they're pretty cool. And then there's a Spider-Man Electro Spark. Let's see, this was 1997, so I wasn't into collecting toys at this point. I kind of got out of it, but this is pretty neat. And I mean, the Cyclops, I mean, that's a solid sculpt right there too. That's nothing to. And also too, let's take a minute to appreciate that art. I think that looks like Bill Sienkiewicz. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely looks like something that he did. So, studying the genetic structure of Scott Summers' family for many years, Mr. Sinister took special care when mutating Cyclops into the one-eyed mutant monster Cyclaw. A bizarre genetic creation, Cyclaw is a one-eyed beast with optic blasts that disintegrate whatever they hit. Completely under the control of Mr. Sinister, Cyclaw is Sinister's chief weapon against the remaining X-Men. So I guess Mr. Sinister is up to something sinister. First thing I noticed, he doesn't have any knee articulation. Or elbow, that's kind of weird. Yeah, the articulation, the kind of pose is sort of strange. I don't understand that too well. It looks like, I don't know if that's overspray on his. I don't know if you can see that. Oh well. So let's mutate this guy into Cyclaw. I mean, that is just sweet. You really gotta stick his head in there. Look at that. That's pretty bizarre, but I like it. You know, Toy Biz, they made a lot of stuff. They made some weird stuff. You've seen me open some here. You know, this is a line I wasn't even familiar with. I think I might have seen that Monster Armor Wolverine before, but like now I kind of want to get all of them because they're pretty sweet. Even though it's hard to get. This doesn't really snap on too well. It kind of sits on it. Let's see, maybe this one will go on better. I was a big X-Men fan as a kid. I liked the cartoon. I liked the NES game. I liked the Super Nintendo game. I liked the comics. There we go. I never owned any Mutant Armor Toy Biz X-Men figures. But now I do. And this is definitely a keeper. Because some of the things I open, people ask, you know, well, what do you do with all this stuff? And, you know, some I keep. Some I sell. Some I give away. I gave a New Kids on the Block figure to my friend to give to his wife, who's a NKOTB fan. I like giving gifts, sharing, spreading the love. But yeah, some I keep, and this one is definitely a keeper. I mean, look at that. That is unreal. Here, that is a magnificent sight to behold. Like, who thought, let's make Cyclops a big eyeball guy with some claws? But whoever thought that up at Toy Biz, hats off to you. Because, yeah, that is a cool toy. I mean, what kid wouldn't want that? And then, you know what? You're done with the weird eyeball thing. You're back to regular old Scott Summers. But why would you want boring old Scott Summers? You want Cyclops. It's even got like bones in the back, like it's his spine coming out. I don't know if that's supposed to go in there anymore. No, it's in there. It's in there pretty good. This little foot part kind of pops off. But this is cool. I like this. Kudos to you, Toy Biz. This is a neat kind of take on X-Men and a very cool action figure. It's kind of hard to maneuver him and get him to stand, but we'll work on that. He's definitely going on the shelf. My kids will like this guy for sure. So I was glad to find this. I think I found this at the Cincinnati Toy Show recently. So, X-Men Monster Armor Cyclops mutates into Cyclaw from Toy Biz 1997. And hopefully, if I'm lucky, I'll find some more of those. Actually, you know what? I'll go on eBay right now and look up some more Monster Armor figures, because I definitely want to open those for my enjoyment and for yours. Thank you for watching.